is it right here. Got 5 heroes, I go and destroy their Nexus, and game over. Let me just show you how this was all set up. So, of course, in this particular game, we have 4 cats on team 1, and we all have more wins than losses. And on team 2, those folks have more losses than wins, so they would be considered more like patrols. But you can see as we go through this here and the way we're playing this out, we've already got a good fight going against them, and it's kind of interesting to see their approach. You know, every unit counters a different unit, so you just got to figure out what those are. For me, I prefer to always play Zerg, and then I'll create like 7 to 8 infestors and up to 5 lurkers, and I typically do that before I switch to air and before I get a pylon. So to me that seems like a better approach. I know that there's some folks who, you know, go upgrade the pylon right away and they try to get, you know, as much money as they can, and then it's interesting because, you know, the way I play, I get my pylon later, and all these other folks are behind me at that point, financially and by kills. So this is a good approach, you know, just focus on your pylon like maybe 20 minutes into the game, because this particular game goes for over an hour. But of course, I was very nice to y'all and I cut it down so you only have to see the important stuff and the interesting stuff. All the other junk has been taken out, so no worries there. You can see we just used 1 nuke, and our team has 3 nukes and their team has 3 nukes, and you can tell by the little stars next to their name in the scoreboard right there. And people always ask me that, like, how do you tell how many nukes? And that's how you tell. The little stars next to your name and the scoreboard is what tells you if you got a nuke. So you can see, even though they're trying to push, we keep pushing more toward their base, and that's good. You know, they tried to go more of a ground approach, and of course they nuked us when we get there, but didn't work. So we're still pushing. We're gonna get you. We're coming for you. So you can see they nuked us right at their base, which where they nuked is typically where you should be. So always try to do it before they go up the first ramp to your base. Don't wait like some people do until they get to the top level and then they try to nuke when it's right next to their Nexus. Don't do that, because that's not a good plan. But with this particular map, with Nexus Wars One Lane, Nexus Wars, or Nexus Wars One Lane glitchless, which is what this map is, that allows you to not have players who would cheat, use the Nexus Wars cheats that are built into Nexus Wars and Nexus Wars One Lane. And of course, all 3 of these maps are different. So, you know, in Nexus Wars One Lane, you had cheats that were taken out in the glitchless version. But now in the glitchless version, you have, I think, 2 or 3 extra heroes that you didn't have before. I still prefer the Archangel. You can see me there on the top. And, you know, for this trick, you can do it with like 3 heroes. Typically, I don't try to do that, just because with 5, I know that even if they try to fight against me and I just keep shooting their Nexus, that I'm going to end up destroying them. So I go with that approach, and it always works. Sometimes if you're rushing the game, you can get away with 3 heroes, or, you know, it just happened to me frequently. I lose a hero by the other team because they're good enough. I give them props, you know. They take one of my heroes, so now I only have 3. Or I have to wait till I get 16k before I can get my 4th hero. That's not a good situation. That kind of sucks. So if you don't get into that situation, you should be able to get your 5 heroes, and you know, just be careful with them. Don't let their hero who tried to take out mine, don't let him get yours. You know, make sure you're watching your heroes, or if you're not going to be watching them, make sure you move them away from the fight a little bit while you do your other stuff. You know, don't leave them shooting at them while you go back to the Nexus and do something, because that's destined to get your guys killed. See, right now I'm repairing my arc. I picked up my 2nd one, so now I'm taking them back to the fight, and I'm going to do the best I can to take out their army. The benefit of this is that, you know, once you get like 3 of these heroes, you're pretty strong. And while I'm doing this, I'm not sure, you probably wouldn't notice because I cut all that bad stuff out, but I am upgrading my units here. So what I focus on is I have all Zerg at this point, and I do my Zerg upgrades for air only, because really if you do the ground you don't really get anything out of it. So just focus on the air for the Zerg, and then like for the arc, he uses Terran upgrades, so, but he only uses Terran air upgrades. So you gotta make sure you upgrade the air. You don't have to worry about the armor, but you upgrade the air on the Terran, and then you upgrade both the air and the armor on the Zerg. Once you do that, you have a pretty strong army. So, oh, another nuke. Alright, let me go back and get my guys repaired. Okay, there's my 3rd guy. Now I'm gonna go back and fight. Oh, they got a nuke coming. Here it comes. Boom, boom. Oh, everybody's nuking everybody. Alright, my guys are coming back, and they're gonna start working on this. We're at 37 minutes, so that means I think I did my defense at like right around 60 minutes. So right now I have 3 heroes, and you can see I do a good job of like holding their line, and that's one of the weapons that the arc has that you can use when you're air. And you can do a flyover and drop bombs and stuff like that, but you got to be careful when you do that, because at the same time, like, you see their Terran ground guys are shooting at me, and then you also have to deal with all the air that comes your way. So that's really the only thing that the arc is good at right now, is taking out the air when they are air. But you can see I have an orange one, so I send him away to go get repaired back at the base, and I use the other 2 to continue fighting. That way, you know, we don't lose any ground. And then once my guy is repaired, I'll bring him back. Oh, another nuke. I did a good job of like upgrading all the nukes here. I'm sorry, zooming in on all the nukes, just so you guys can see what actually happens, you know. Oh, another nuke. Oh, another nuke. It's nuked everywhere. Everybody's getting nuked. Okay, so, oh, we got 2 more nukes. Oh, here they come. Bam. Bam. Okay, so now we're coming back, and you can see we're at like the 70% line, which means like 30% almost to their base. So that's pretty good. We've been there, they nuked us, and then we were able to hold the line. So that was nice. And the reason we were able to do that is because we had the heroes trying to fight the army as we went. So a lot of nukes this time. Definitely a lot of nukes. Oh, there goes another one. Oh, another one. Oh, another one. Everybody's nuking everybody. Well, they've done a good job of like holding the line because you really can't. Oh, my arcs are back. I got 4 now. And we're at 45 minutes. Alright, my arcs are, you can see them up at the top there. And you see I'm doing their air missiles. And they actually did pretty good when I did all 4 of them. Oh, one other trick I want to say to you guys, when you see me fighting these air right here, I also did that scan just so I can see what was over there, but I also make sure I click on every single unit that I want to destroy. So like if there's a group of air, like the corruptors that you see up there, I would get my air units, the 4 of them selected, and then I would target each particular unit of those corruptors until they're destroyed, and then I would move on. You know, retreat a little bit, do any repairs that I need to do, you know, let a science vessel fly past me and heal me a little bit. But I definitely try to focus on that, because when you take out, you know, a big unit of corruptors like that, or, you know, any other unit, if you get those units out, and they're not a threat anymore, that definitely helps out a lot. So we're at 49 minutes right now, doing my air bombs again, and you can see they did pretty good because at this point they're upgraded. So they'll do a pretty good job. There I go, they recovered again. So again, I had this fast forward a little bit, so no cheating here. But you can see they got a couple heroes back there, and 51 minutes, so like I'm basically just doing this scan right now just to see what I have to deal with. I have 4 heroes right now, you can see at the bottom middle. I'm waiting for my 5th one, and that takes 16k, and I'm currently at 10,000, I'm at 11,700, and I'm waiting to get 16. Once I hit 16, then I'll create my 5th hero, and I'll go and sneak in to their base and destroy their Nexus. And here I am scanning again. We're at 54 minutes, and I have 14,000. So I'm basically just waiting at the base right now for my 5th hero. And you can see we're doing a good job of pushing them back, at least up until the first level of their base. So here I'm saying I'm about to get my 5th hero, and let's see, almost 16,000, 15, 6, 8, 6. Here we go, come on. Bam, 1617. And I'm building my 5th hero. As you can see, another member of my team is using their heroes to go in and sneak up. You can see on the top of that map on the left side, you can see they're going up there and trying to destroy them. And at this point, I've got my 5 heroes in. You can see them flying in the bottom of the map. I've set it up to have them all land here. Now the air units aren't attacking me anymore. I make sure they're focused on the Nexus and only the Nexus, and I take whatever else. You see one hero's almost dead. Bam! I won. Just like that. This is a great technique. You guys should try it. You gotta wait an hour, but why not? Why not? Why not? Why not?